at the lounge if they have any questions.
Yes, sure.
Yep. Cool.
I'll also send in a chat 5 minutes before.
Okay, can do. I'll keep a lookout for it. Thanks, Lily.
Okay, no problem.
So I'll be here. Just give me the green light when we're good to go.
Okay, sure. Shima will join us in a while.
Oh, okay, awesome. See you guys soon. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so welcome to IDP Study Abroad Open Day today. We have with us Miss Melissa Tan from Navitas, Canada. So she'll be sharing with us on to achieve your university ambition with them. All right, you may take it away, Miss Tan.
All right, thanks so much for the warm introduction, Shima and Team IDP. And yeah, very good afternoon. And happy Sunday to all of you that have joined the IDP virtual fair today. My name is Melissa, and I represent an organization called Navitas. So you may or may not have heard of it already, but not to worry. Today's presentation, I will run through a little bit about the organization Navitas Canada, what we do, and essentially how we can help you achieve your university ambition with us in Canada. All right, so without further ado, let me just enlarge my screen so we can have a look at it a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so I thought we'll start off with a quick map of Canada, just so we get a perspective of where it is, how big it is. Essentially, Canada is a country of 10 provinces and 3 territories. So it is big. We're a population of about 38 million people. So we're roughly 6 to 7 times the size of Singapore. Within the Navitas Canada pathway, we've got 4 different university partners spread out all across. So first up, we've got on the left of the screen, as you can see, we've got the province of British Columbia, where we have Simon Fraser University in Vancouver. And moving on slightly to the right of the screen in the middle, we've got the province of Manitoba. And in the city of Winnipeg, we've got the University of Manitoba. And moving on from left to the right, we'll virtually fly into a very popular province, Ontario. And in Ontario, we've got Ryerson University in downtown Toronto itself. It's great for business. It's got a really cool business incubator there. And last but not least, our newest Canadian university partner, it's called Wilfrid Laurier University. It's about an hour's drive away from downtown Toronto by car. You can catch a train as well, really convenient. Essentially Wilfrid Laurier happens to be the 7th Prime Minister of Canada, and this university was actually named after him. So let's have a look, essentially how this pathway actually fits in for you. So what do you know already about Canada as a country? I promise you it's a lot more than, ice hockey, maple syrup, and Niagara Falls. It's in fact a great place to study, to live, and to work. There are a lot of Canadian companies operating in Singapore, all around the world, and these are just some of the brands which you may have come across, in Singapore during our travels, all the way from hotels, to Air Canada, to Lululemon, to MAC Makeup, Cirque du Soleil, world famous circus troupe, to the BlackBerry. So it's essentially a lot closer to Asia Pacific than we think. It's a much longer flight, of course, from Singapore getting into Canada, but then again, we're pretty global these days. So yeah, we're really connected with Asia Pacific, including Singapore. So just thought I'd highlight some of the, sort of like great points about Canada and why students actually choose Canada. We're a really welcoming study destination, as we can see from how the government essentially managed the COVID situation. A lot of country borders were closed. However, the Canadian borders were pretty much open. Universities obviously had a hybrid teaching and learning model where some students that were affected by the border closures and the ones that were not able to get their study permits on time, they were able to study online from their home country and then fly into Canada soon after when they're able to do so. Our degrees are internationally recognized around the world. There are also opportunities for you to work part-time, but I think the main highlight of a 4-year bachelor's degree in Canada would arguably be the CoOp, or what we call the paid internship component. It's embedded into your 4-year bachelor's degree in Canada. Really, really fantastic opportunity, and I highly encourage students to participate in the CoOp because a lot of students are able to secure a job offer in the final year before they graduate because of that solid work experience that they've obtained. Of course, if you're thinking somewhere along the line and if it's on the horizon, you're thinking about making Canada your second home, the country is welcoming a lot of international talent. In fact, in year 2021, there was a record number of permanent residency holders that was given out by the Canadian government. So it's really friendly from a studying and migration point of view as well. Especially, if you've studied there, you're going to be on a perfect track to getting your PR and citizenship as well. All right, so I did promise you that I'll tell you a little bit about Navitas. Navitas is essentially the parent organization. We've been around for more than 30 years now, and we've got about more than 30 different university partnerships around the world. We're headquartered in Perth. That's where we started more than 30 years ago. But within Canada, we've got 4 amazing university partners. So this slide here is important. If you don't remember anything from this presentation, this slide here, take a screenshot, take a picture of it. Essentially, this essentially explains how it fits in. So whether you're if you're in N levels in Singapore, you're O levels, you're in your first year of poly, you're in A levels or IB, essentially this is the pathway for you. So we've got UTP stage 1. I'd like to draw your attention to the red column in the middle. Stage 1 is what we essentially call the foundation program. UTP stands for University Transfer Program. Stage 1 foundation is essentially an 8-month foundation program. So if you're coming in from N levels or O levels, that's where you would start up your journey with this. And after that 8 months, you will progress into stage 2. And as you can see on the chart on the screen, stage 2 is equivalent to the first year at university. So the academics, the syllabus, the curriculum, they're essentially identical to the first year at university. The only difference of going through this international pathway is that it provides that soft landing approach, especially for international students going into Canada, probably for the first time. It can be a bit daunting and scary. And this is where the what we call the pathway comes in to provide that soft landing approach for our international students. We've got lots of students from Singapore as well that have transitioned with this either from stage 1 or stage 2. Feel free, to have a chat with me at the lounge if you'd like to know more, or if you'd like to have a chat with one of the Singaporean students that are currently in our colleges. Feel free to reach out to your IDP counselors as well, and that can be arranged. Right, so I did mention some of the benefits of this pathway. ultimately it's that soft learning approach, and this comes in the form of smaller class sizes. So we've got like 20 to 25 students maximum in a class. Our programs are essentially monitored and approved by the university partner. So rest assured, quality assurance is there. And we call it a college, but it's actually on the same campus as the university. So whether you're, going to Vancouver with Simon Fraser University or the University of Manitoba, you're going to be in the same campus as, your senior students in that huge, block of campus land. You get some extra support. So, I always encourage our international students to reach out for help if they need any. Whether it's English language support or, just fitting into a new country, or if you need help with your assignment, just reach out. Our friendly academic advisors are there to assist you. We also have lots of different workshops, which, could be leadership skills, communication, essay writing, paraphrasing in your assignments and stuff like that. So we've got all of that in place for you at our college. So I just thought we'll virtually head into Vancouver and see what's available for you there. So here goes. Our first stop is Fraser International College, FIC for short. We're essentially a pathway into SFU, Simon Fraser University. Just some quick highlights of this institution. It's essentially ranked #1 in terms of the comprehensive university category, based on the Maclean's rankings. And the Maclean's rankings is one popular ranking system that we use in Canada for our institutions. It's in the 3rd most livable city in the world. I mean, what can you say? It's in Vancouver, great place to live and study and work. Very moderate climate for this part of Canada. In terms of programs, I would describe this university as a bit more of a modern one, very practical. We offer the foundation program, of course, but in terms of the streams, the majors that you could major in, it's pretty broad, all the way from arts to engineering, science. Environment is quite a big one right now with climate crisis happening around the world. So we do see a pickup in interest from Singapore students as well. And of course, health sciences and science is a very popular one amongst our students from Singapore. All right, and we're going to fly virtually into Winnipeg, and that's about a 2-hour flight from Vancouver. So here we are at ICM, which is the foundation pathway into the University of Manitoba. So some fun facts about Manitoba. I personally think it's like a hidden gem of Canada. It's a very friendly province. Rankings wise, it's ranked top 350 in the world based on the THE rankings in 2021. It is the oldest university in Western Canada. It's also part of this prestigious U15 group in Canada. It's sort of equivalent to the group of 8 research universities in Australia. So that's our equivalent of it in Australia, called the U15 group. We work together in the areas of policy and research. It's located in Winnipeg. So last year, 2021, The Economist voted Winnipeg as one of the top 100 places to visit in the world. So we're really proud of that. So yeah, come visit us if you get a chance to. It's a really cool place, I promise you. Much smaller city, much more cost effective, and a really, really friendly place to be in Canada. In terms of programs, so what do we offer at ICM and the University of Manitoba? We have the foundation program for you if you're coming in from O levels or N levels. A broad range of programs, but what is popular in Singapore is essentially science, obviously, health sciences, science. We have a new one called recreation management. So if you're into organizing events, event management and logistics, it's obviously quite a big area in Singapore. We've got that major for you as well. The business school as well, it's AACSB accredited, so it's definitely a popular one. Won't spend too much time on the slide. We're going to virtually fly into everyone's favorite province, Ontario, where we're going to land in Toronto. And in downtown Toronto, we've got Ryerson University. So what's awesome about Ryerson University, you're going to be in the heart of all the action in Toronto. We're actually at the intersection of Yonge Street. If there's time, I'll show you a video later. If not, I'll share the link with you. Essentially, Ryerson University is a very innovative university. This is the institution which I mentioned that has the incubator on campus earlier, and it's essentially one of the few universities in the world which houses a business incubator on site. That's really cool. If you have a great idea and you want to launch your business from university, this is a fantastic place to be. You get mentored, you get access to funding. We even have a student, from IDP Singapore, Russell. I met him in Singapore just before the pandemic, and he's progressing to Ryerson now. And he's doing really well. So if you want to have a chat with Russell, one of our students from Singapore as well, I'm happy to connect the dots. He's one of our ambassadors now, and he's really enjoying his time in Ryerson University. Okay, so I did mention we've got business programs, obviously, which is a very popular one amongst our students in Singapore. But we also have a new major in arts. Aside from psychology, we've got something along the lines of the creative industry. So if you're into media production, performing arts, film and TV, and you want to be in the heart of Toronto, this is the place to be. A lot of stuff that we watch on Netflix these days are actually screened out of film houses in Canada, Vancouver and Toronto. Like Suits, for example, it's obviously supposed to be in the US, but it's basically screened out of Canada. So really, really cool stuff if you're into that creative industries, professional writing area. And now we don't have to take a flight. We'll just take a short bus ride or a train ride to Brantford. That's just an hour's drive away from Toronto, where we will land in Wilfrid Laurier University. Again, Wilfrid Laurier is the 7th Prime Minister of Canada, and this institution was named after him. I'd like to introduce you to Golden Hawk, and that's our mascot of this university. So you'll see him a lot around campus. A couple of highlights. This university, because it's in a much smaller town in Brantford, student satisfaction rate, it's amazing. It's top 5, again, based on the Maclean's rankings. I did mention it's popular rankings that we use in Canada. Employment rate is actually pretty good, 97.6%. And that includes the statistic from our international students as well. So the student satisfaction, the graduate outcome is great. I'd say if you don't mind being in a smaller city, you don't want to be in a hustle and bustle of all the action. But if you want that true Canadian experience, I highly recommend this institution for you. We've got some amazing guaranteed on-campus accommodation if you apply early enough. Really fantastic stuff there, apartment style living. It's fairly affordable as well, living in Brantford. And we're not far from Waterloo. That's essentially our tech hub. And Niagara Falls is a short hour's drive away as well if you want to check it out. In terms of programs, this university has more than 60 different majors to choose from. So I'll just highlight a few of the popular ones. Obviously, business. We've got film and TV. The film and TV one is great because we have a partnership with VFS, the Vancouver Film School. So you get to spend 1 year in Vancouver and 3 years in Brantford. So it's really, really cool, double qualification, a bachelor's degree in film and TV, and the network from the Vancouver Film School. So really, really cool stuff there. We also have UX design. If you're interested about careers of the future, user experience design is a really popular one in this university. Okay, we're coming towards the end of the presentation. I just wanted to cover some of the opportunities in Canada. Essentially 80% of Canada's top jobs require a degree. So if you're thinking about, I just want to do a certificate or like a diploma, I'd highly encourage you to go all the way and complete your bachelor's degree if you get a chance to, because most of the top jobs would require you to have a bachelor's degree as a minimum. 96% of international students would recommend Canada as a study destination. So that kind of speaks for itself. Essentially, all in all, to sum it up, I feel that it's a great place to study, to live, and to work. Particularly with that CoOp component that you get within your 4 years bachelor's degree, it connects you to potential employers out there. So really, really fantastic stuff. Just a quick snapshot, of some of these very recognizable brands, I'm sure. You could be doing your internship with one of these global brands, for example. What are your next steps if you're keen on essentially joining one of our partner universities here? It's an online application, but the easiest step is to just approach your friendly counselors at IDP Singapore, submit a copy of your passport, your latest transcripts, and they will sort out the rest for you. There's no application fee, and we usually get back to you within 1 week. It's usually a lot quicker with your either conditional letter of offer or an unconditional letter of offer if you've completed your studies. And what do we have on the next slide? Okay, so just to recap, these are the 4 brands that we've got in Canada. If you'd like to know more, feel free to reach out to IDP. I will be at the virtual lounge after this presentation as well, so feel free to pop in and say hello. And here we are. I think I'm on time, so I would like to hand it back to Shima. We do have some time for Q&A, so over to you, Shima. Thank you everyone for joining me today.
Thank you, Ms. Tan, for the insightful sharing. All right, I think I have 2 questions for you. All right, so first question, the student actually asked, what is the top university for physiotherapy, and what is the pathway after completing O-levels?
That's a fantastic question. Thanks, Shima, and thank you, anonymous attendee. Thank you so much for that question. It's a great one. After O-levels, I would encourage you to, first of all, maybe have an idea of which province you'd like to get into in Canada. But the UTP1 foundation, which I mentioned earlier, that 8-month fast-track program, would be a great one for you coming in from either O-levels or N-levels. And then choose a science stream, choose a health sciences stream, because to get into any health sciences program in Canada, it's going to be obviously very competitive. Any part of the world, I'm sure it's the same for other countries as well. But your best bet is to try and get into UTP1 and then complete your UTP2, which is the first year at university, obviously in a science or health sciences stream. And from there, you're able to transfer all your credits into your, for example, a Bachelor of Health Sciences degree. And from there, you could complete your 4 years bachelor's degree and do your further specialization in physiotherapy. Yeah, it is a longer journey in Canada. That's definitely a fact. But of course, it's one that's going to be worthwhile.
All right, for next question, I think if he or she were to choose that pathway, what would be the rough costing?
Awesome. Thanks, Shima. That's a fantastic question because I did not touch upon the investment that's required. So thank you for that one, anonymous attendee. It depends on which part of Canada you're heading into, but let's just take Vancouver as an example, Simon Fraser University. Tuition fee is going at about 33,000 Canadian dollars for 1 year. And the cost of living, I'd budget approximately 15,000 to 18,000 Canadian dollars for a year. If you don't mind going to a smaller city, there is Winnipeg, friendliest province in Canada. The tuition fee is going to be about $10,000 cheaper, approximately. So there's going to be it's going to be about 22 to 23,000 Canadian dollars per year, and the cost of living is lower as well. Being in Manitoba, it is approximately about 12 to 15,000 Canadian dollars. So we've definitely got something for everyone. Yep.
All right, thank you. I think there's one more. What are the entry requirements for business and finance course for someone completed Singapore A-levels?
That's a fantastic question. Thanks so much for that, Shima. Essentially, we're looking at a credit. So if you've got some credits and some passes from A-levels, we should be able to get you into it, and you will start at UTP2. So it's not extremely difficult to get into. Essentially, it's meant to provide that soft landing approach for our international students. So credit average and above, you're all good, but feel free to have a chat with your IDP counselor as well. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find something for everyone out there.
All right, okay, so there's from Ben Mark, I'm a current SMU undergraduate who has completed 2 years in my business degree. If I want to transfer over to a Canadian university, can I transfer my credits over or do I have to start from year 1 again?
No, that is a fantastic one. Thank you, Shima, and thank you, Ben, for that question. Congratulations on completing your bachelor's degree, at SMU, and you're currently in SMU. All right, so you've completed 2 years. Yes, you are able to transfer your credits, Ben, and we do have a transfer credits, more information on it on our website as well, where you get to put in your application via IDP. And essentially, we will get back to you in terms of your credits that you're able to gain from what you've studied at SMU. Some universities, however, will not provide that credit upfront. So you might, for example, Ben, start with us in UGP2. And then once you get into university in the second year, that's where you can actually pass on your transcripts from SMU, and the university will then do the matching. So you don't have to repeat some of the subjects which you've already studied then. Yeah, hope that one answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I think no more questions at the moment. But students, if you have any more questions, you can always head to the lounge and look for Navitas Canada. So Miss Melissa Tan will be there to answer all your queries. Otherwise, you can also look for our counselor to get more information.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Shima and Team IDP, and thank you to each and every one of you that have joined me today. I'll see you at the lounge if you've got any further questions. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Have a good Sunday.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Bye.